Hi, welcome back to Cutting and Cooking with Pops. Today I'm going to show you how to get this picanha, which is a brilliant Brazilian cut. You see it in the Brazilian steakhouses. We're going to get the picanha off this top sirloin piece. All right, let's get to it. All right, let's get this piece open. Get this out. Here, get this fat piece out right here. This little corner right here. Once you get that, see how these two muscles are separate? That's the top sirloin. We get the steaks out of this bottom piece. But this cap piece, you can almost peel it. I'm trying to do it for the camera, facing that way, but just go along that seam. You can see where the muscles, you can almost peel it apart. Just doing this for camera purposes so you can see. This right here is the top sirloin. Get some steaks off there, clean this up a little bit, get the fat off there. These make some nice steaks. Let me go ahead and cut a nice steak off for you. Trim this side a little bit, block it off. That'll go in some trim, hamburger meat, or stir fry. It's a nice top sirloin right there. Put that over here. Get this piece out of the way so we could trim this picanha, because this is what we're going to be cooking today. There's a piece of fat on there. There's some fat along the top right here. I'm going to get all that off. It's a nice tender piece right here. Lived in Florida for a little bit. They didn't have tri-tips there. That's when I kind of discovered this piece of meat. I use this kind of as a tri-tip. It's leaner than a tri-tip, but it worked. And you got this silver skin. They call this silver skin along the top. Probably dug into it a little bit too deep, trying to get the angle of the camera, but pretty much that's what you want. Get it looking nice and good. Now it has that fat cap along the back, which makes this what it is. Maybe take off a little bit depending on how you like it. Argentine style, they don't take any fat off, so they leave it like that. So today we're going to be cooking it two different ways. We're going to be cooking on a skewer, and we're going to be cooking just steaks, both on the Weber outside on the grill. But if you cook it on just in steaks, you got to cut along the grain. That way when you're cooking in it, you cut the steak, you're cutting against the grain. See where the grain's running along right there. You see all those little pieces. So that's if we're gonna cut it with the steak, we'll cut it that way. This particular piece, I'm gonna grab another piece and do it and get some steaks out of that going along the grain, like I just mentioned. But for the skewers, we're gonna go against the grain this way. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. That's what it looks like going against the grain. Maybe cut off a little bit of that fat just so there's not so much. But pretty much that's a nice little fat cap and a piece of picanha for the skewer. You fold it, throw it on that skewer. I'll show you what it looks like outside. We're gonna get these seasoned up. We're gonna use the churrasco seasoning to season them up. I'm gonna cut another piece for the steaks. We're gonna make a nice chimichurri sauce with this dry seasoning right here. Mix it up with some olive oil and wine vinegar, some garlic, and drizzle that on there. All right, we have the picanha resting in the seasoning, letting that meat sweat, letting that seasoning get nice into that meat. Meanwhile, we're gonna make this chimichurri sauce. It's some good sauce. I know chimichurri's typically chopped up vegetables and garlic, but this is a new thing that's out. Some dry seasoning. Just give it a good mix with some olive oil. So this is what we're gonna do. We have that dry seasoning. We've got a half a cup of that, right? 1 cup of olive oil. Add to that. Put these off to the side. And 1/4 cup of this red wine vinegar. You could add lemon juice to this. Make it your own. Some chili pepper flakes. Make it a little spicy. Some people like it spicy, but today what we're gonna add to this, some minced garlic. You chop up your own garlic, add it in there. But today we're making it nice and easy. Giving everything in here incorporated good. Let it sit in the refrigerator for a half hour. Let all that rehydrate with the olive oil and the vinegar, lemon juice, whatever you decide to put in. We're gonna let this sit. We're gonna drizzle it over these picanhas. You could put this on a lot of things. See you outside. All right, we made it outside. Nice sunny day here in Elk Grove, Sacramento area. Let's get these charcoals ready for the picanha. Got the charcoal starter right here. Get this lit up. All right, you saw how we got this off the top sirloin, also known as a picanha top sirloin cap. Some people call it the rump cap. Nice tender piece of meat. You saw how we cut it inside as well when we did the ones for just the steaks on the grill. We went along the grain, and when we do it for the skewers, like you see in the Brazilian steakhouses, we cut against the grain. Let's get these on the grill. Season it up with this churrasco seasoning. Usually, typically in Argentina, Brazil, they just put salt on it, but we're gonna kick it up a notch, put some seasoning on it. All right, we got this, got the Weber going, hitting about 350 degrees in here. We're just gonna leave the skewer, we're gonna leave it just kind of hang. We got the smaller one sitting over here, so we're gonna leave it hanging out kind of close to the flame. And then these guys, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna sear that fat first, because these have a nice little fat cap on it. You gotta be careful because it'll flame up on you. Just gonna give it a couple minutes. See that? We'll put it off to the side over here. Let it cook. We'll do that to both of these. Give them a nice sear, flaming up. We're gonna let these sit in here for a little bit. Let's go ahead and give these a little sear too. Maybe not too long on these, because that's the meat side right there. Close this up for a little bit. Take a look at it in about 10 minutes actually. It's not right directly over the flame, so we'll be all right. All right, we're gonna check on these. It's been maybe not even 10 minutes. I think this one we're gonna move over here a little bit closer to the flame. Let me see, these won't take too long. This is maybe 7 minutes in. See how they're not even 100 degrees. These are probably gonna take longer, these ones on the skewer. Really, we could probably put these right on the flame and they'll cook. For right now, we're gonna just leave those, let those cook a little slowly instead of fast. You get a little sear on these, not too long, something like that. You know what they say, fat is flavor. All right, put them off to the side again. All right, let's check on these. Then maybe about another 5 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and throw these on, get these going. Let me know in the comment section, you guys like these picanhas on a skewer or just like a steak like this. Either way, it's a good cut of meat. One of the most tender pieces. Put them off to the side a little bit. One's hitting about 115. The other one's about right around 100. Let them get to about 120. Then throw them back on let them sear. Be done. These guys still have a little bit of ways to go. Put the lid back on. All right, you see what we did? We're gonna cut into these picanhas. Maybe a little bit more. I guess it's all right. Once you get towards the middle, medium rare. I like mine a little bit more rare. Cut into that other one, see how it is. It's a nice medium rare right there. See how this other one's looking. Now we're going against the grain for these. How's that one look? Gotta give this chimichurri a try. Gives us some of that on there. Let me know what you guys think. Chimichurri on this feels good. Saw how we made that chimichurri sauce too. Just let it sit, add the dry ingredients, olive oil, red wine vinegar, and there it is. Let's get into this other one in a minute. I've been letting this sit for a while. These are the ones on the skewer. Try to give this a cut. Kind of new to this, but this is how they do it in the steakhouses. Oh, that one fell in the chimichurri sauce, but they give it to you nice and thin like this in the steakhouse. Nice medium rare inside. Let's turn this over. Get nice and thin like that. Let's give these thin ones a try. Some of that chimichurri sauce on that too. Nice little pile of meat I'm gonna bring inside for everybody to snack on. I gotta say, I like it this style. You get the nice little thin cuts off of it. You get some of that fat. Get that meaty taste. You get some char. You got that chimichurri sauce on it. I think I prefer the skewers. A little thin. Saw how we did it. Cut it off the top sirloin cap. Went ahead and skewered some of them. Cut the one against the grain. Put them on the skewers with the grain. We just cut them in steaks, threw them on the grill. What do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comment section what you guys prefer. Skewers or just the steaks? Or have you guys even tried picanha? Had the chimichurri sauce, put in the mixture with the vinegar, the garlic, the olive oil. Let that sit, and we got this nice mixture to top it off. This goes perfect for picanha. If you guys like what we're doing on this channel, let me know. Hit that subscribe button, like, tell a friend. Till next time, thanks for tuning in to Cutting and Cooking with Pops. One love.